And we're back. The baby is feeding, and it should be okay for a moment to go over the sunscreen materials. So, a lot of natural sunscreens have zinc in it, and mine don't have any zinc. Now, from my research, is that the raspberry seed oil, the carrot seed oil, have a similar SPF to a zinc. Now, if you wanted to add zinc, you can add a teaspoon. You could add it in there if you wanted to, but I really don't think it's necessary. And the natural sunscreens that I have that have the zinc in it, because my skin is tan, it just kind of leaves a white film, and it looks funny, and I don't know, and the ones with the chemicals, forget about it, because they get in my eyes, they start burning, I break out. It's just, it's bad, I just really...
We don't put zinc in ours either.
Yeah, so I thought, to be ultimately, super crunchy, don't even use zinc. I mean, you really don't need it. I think if you could just leave something out if it's not necessary, then, we'll use a known safe alternative for this. So for the materials, the only essential oil I have on here is myrrh, because it does have some SPF to it, about a SPF 15. Now, when I originally made this, before I had a few ingredients I needed to buy, I actually just put lavender and peppermint in it, but it's not going to have much SPF of that in itself. The actual SPF is going to be from the carrot seed or the raspberry seed oil, or I use cranberry seed oil for this, but it's just not too common, but it's pretty much comparable to the red raspberry seed oil. And alternatively, you can use the carrot seed oil too. Some people don't like the smell of carrot. I don't know, it's a little earthy, but if you don't want to have any scent, then I would recommend the raspberry seed oil, or the cranberry is just more rare, so I didn't really put that. And then raspberry oil, there's more information online about the SPF of this, so that's why I use the red raspberry seed oil in there. And then if you want to do a spray, use the spray bottle, or just a regular bottle, a glass bottle, if you want just the sunscreen oil. So I've been using both, and it's been fine. It feels really nice. I like to use fractionated coconut oil, so that's what I used as my base. But to make this simple and easy, anything that you have at home. So, if you wanted to use olive oil or something like that as your carrier oil, that would be perfectly fine too.
I think at one point I used almond oil as my carrier.
Yeah, almond oil is really nice too. So if you have that, go ahead. Now, I did make a guide. It's a SPF for carrier oils. Now, there's not a whole lot of information. It hasn't been really tested by the FDA, a lot of these more natural things, but roughly the red raspberry seed oil, it says 28 to 50 SPF. The carrot seed, 38 to 40. So those are really good sun protective factors, which you would have to reapply every couple hours, which they say with any sunscreen, you want to just reapply it. And I would say that midday sun, wear a hat, cover up, use an umbrella, because it's just, what are you going to do when you're frying yourself in the midday sun? It's best to avoid the sun at those times, and then the other times when you're out, just use these natural SPFs, and you should be fine. I think you should be fine. And then most importantly, you're not putting chemicals on your body just constantly all the time, and it's just good to eliminate as many chemicals and toxins in your house and your body as possible. So you can have your choice of what you're going to make. If you're going to make the oil, we have the base, which I'm using the fractionated coconut oil, and then myrrh, So you've got 10 drops of myrrh essential oil, which has the about 15 SPF, and then carrot seed or raspberry seed oil, and then you mix them together. And you know, for like I said, for my first batch that I made, I didn't have the myrrh, so I just did some lavender and some peppermint, and that's perfectly fine too. So you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. And I might have some smaller bottles. I might put in a pack so that you guys can buy some of these more rare ones. They can, you know, they can get a little pricey for those, and you only need a small amount for this actual recipe, so you don't need to buy a whole bunch of extra ingredients for this. Now the sunscreen spray, what we're using as the base in there is aloe vera liquid. So I have aloe vera liquid, and it kind of looks like water. Doesn't really have a smell at all, but it's just that pure aloe vera. And if you have aloe at home, which you said you've done this before, yes, with the aloe.
Oh, I don't know how to explain it.
Well, I heard that you can just take your own aloe, and I think you put it in a blend. Did you put it in a blender?
I blended it up.
And then you can get it to a nice thin consistency, because the spray, you know, it's got to come out of a spray bottle, so that's why you don't want to just use all oil, because it's going to clog up. But it makes a nice mist, and of course aloe is great for your skin too.